EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship. And hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside Frank Nobilo. We are at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways. This golf course always requires the utmost precision. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up, get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Just keeping the leaders within sight, Frank.
Doing a good job, really. Leaders at the moment, they seem to be in a playing to a different level, but top 10, interesting over these next few holes. He is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. This from 7 feet. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Doing that trio at the top.
Frank, this hole, the third at 428 yards, has been a part of the U.S. Open story for a long time, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's just a great par 4. It's a typical U.S. Open par 4 that challenges in between the ears, as well as the swing and the execution itself. The second shot, slightly uphill. You really got to break this green into 2 sections. That ridge in the middle, anything past that, everything funnels off and towards the back of this green. Anything short of that, well, it actually goes towards the front side. So very difficult from tee all the way through to the green.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Set to play the second shot now at the third hole. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Well, continuing to move in the right direction now to 2 under for the championship. Now to the par 5 fourth. It is 609 yards. Frank, this has been pivotal in past U.S. Opens.
Yeah, it certainly has. A good drive here. There's a chance to go for the par 5 and 2. A bad drive here, finding the church pews or the bunkers on the right. More often than not, you're pitching out sideways. Totally different proposition. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. That was nuclear. Second shot.
Oh, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, that looked good to me.
Ooh, inexcusable.
Just 5 feet left. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
It's a nice little hole, Frank. 382 yards, par 4, fifth here at Oakmont.
You can't really hit a driver or a 3-wood down here. You're going to run out of fairway. Plus, there's no real advantage. Hole starts to shrink up here. Just got to play it as a 2-shotter. But it's easy just to blaze away with an iron. If you can hit an iron at a U.S. Open off a par 4 tee, you better hit it in the fairway.
And he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. And with a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Now over to the 6th hole. Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard, looks extremely solid.
Yeah, it looks well poised actually to have a very good round today.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. Bad news is, that's a bogey. The good news, still tied for the lead.
Yeah, he's the only one disappointed. The rest of the field aren't. That made it a real cat fight. Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round one.
Good place to be. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States, Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont...
So years, a lot of the trees are being removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, you know, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, you know, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say, we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Shouldn't be a problem here. Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? U.S. Open continuing here at the par 4 7th at Oakmont. It's 434 yards.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, what's the player looking at here with the approach shot at the par 4 7th?
The second part of the second shot just goes a little bit downhill, and once again you see that little ski slope look just short of that green. It means you really have to pitch the ball on the front third of the green. Anything further than that, you risk the ball running left into those bunkers.
That's another green hit in regulation, and that has been the story all day, just wearing out the center of that club face. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, you've played in so many of them, are supposed to be demanding and tough. This is what a U.S. Open's all about. A par 3 at nearly 300 yards. That's the 8th at Oakmont.
It's not just the length, too, but this is a typical Oakmont green, which means it's not easy. There is an option, though, if you can't reach this green, or at least fly it on, you might get a lucky bounce to kick forward. You'll see a lot of people chipping from around the front edge of this green, and there's no shame in that.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
And now to the 9th, and in case a player has forgotten somehow that he's at a U.S. Open, the 9th will remind him very quickly that this is the national championship. This is demanding.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. that easy.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. This is a testing approach shot, isn't it, Frank, at the 9th?
It is, Rich. The green actually might look big, and the reason why it looks big is actually that's part of the practice putting green, which is on the back of that. And the reason why I know that is because I've actually had to putt in a championship while other people were warming up to go off later on. So big green it might look, it plays small, and it is anything other than flat.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. When he goes after it like he is here.
Just burning rubber right there. I mean, this one is taken off like a missile.
Just destroyed it. He's going to try and rip the cover off it. But has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, well, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie.
And there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
On the way. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Par 4 11th is 379 yards as we continue backside here at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Frank, what's the strategy off the tee here?
You're hitting something that goes about 240, 250 yards maximum, hopefully keeping it out of that right rough. And the reason why that right rough is certainly to be avoided is that big gaping bunker at the front of the screen. Green's perched up a little bit, so this is another one where if you can hit an iron or a utility club off the tee, you must find the fairway.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. It's the beautiful part of golf. Brand new day, new hole. Remember, he made a bogey here yesterday, this time for birdie. tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch at the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Frank, what are we looking at here with the second shot at the par 4 10th?
Once again, if you could hit something high and soft, maybe with a little bit of a cut, just to land softly on this putting surface. Everything slopes away from the front right of the screen.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Could it be?
Whoa, what a bonus.
Frank, it's only 379 yards, a par 4. You thinking birdie here at the 11th?
You would think for that distance, no, but you'd take 4 here. It's a stringent tee shot. The fairway doesn't really look pleasing to the eye. It looks like it moves out to the left, but that's exactly where those bunkers are. So more often than not, we see players hitting out of the right rough. And back in 1994, this is where the playoff finished with Lauren Roberts and Ernie Els.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. Birdie try up next. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Looks like he just misread that. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
In the big scheme of things, that bogey won't even count.
Well, Frank, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont, it's a lot of golf hole. It's 667 yards.
It's the hardest par 5 that I've ever seen or played that doesn't have water. It starts with that tee shot. The whole fairway slopes left to right. Just to get the ball on the fairway, you've got to draw the ball against the slope. The same problem exists with the second and the third shot.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
These putts keep the round together. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Pushing our way into this back nine, we arrive at the par 3 13th. It's 183 yards.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
We often say, Rich, you should always try and make it. I got to disagree with that. Lag putting, it's just about taking the strain off the next one. There's always other holes to be played.
From that distance, you settle for 2 putts. Nothing wrong with that par putt. The reason Oakmont has hosted so many U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, is it has a really good blend of holes, and now we come to a short par for it, 358 yards, the 14th.
You can see the predicament in front of you, bunkers left and right, but really the bonus here is if you can get the ball on the fairway with just something like a long on off the tee, this is one of your best scoring opportunities at Oakmont.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Getting set now over the putt. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. Well, no problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Well, this is a good U.S. Open par for it. 499 yards. The 15th is one of the better holes in the course, Frank.
It is. The shape of the tee shot you think would suit a cut, but because the fairway slopes quite severely to the right, really it needs a draw just to work its way against that slope and somehow keep it on the straight and narrow.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, you've been there so many times. Is it fair to say that a U.S. Open is as much a psychological test as it is a physical test?
I think that's a great way to put it, Rich. It really is. People know that you're not going to get instant gratification at a U.S. Open. You're going to sort of get hit more than you'd like, especially come the end of the week. But also in the back of your mind, you realize that's the way you should be tested, maybe once a year. That's all. And that often determines the best player in the game.
It is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the United States Open Championship. It is known as one of the toughest golf courses in the world. And today we're here in western Pennsylvania at Oakmont Country Club. Originally opened 1903 and designed by Henry Phones, it features over 200 bunkers and slick, undulating greens. It asks a lot of a player in every aspect of the game. It is a fitting venue for the U.S. Open Championship, the final round. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate, you leave it hanging up on that hill. It plays a good 200 yards for your second.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, what's this approach shot look like here at the 10th?
Another one you're trying to gauge what the ball's going to do when it hits the ground. If this hits the ground on the front of this green, then there's a good chance, believe it or not, it might stay on. Now, you think I'm joking? But you hit one there a little low that catches that front right corner. More often than not, it finishes on the back left.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Wow, I thought he made that. Missed putt and a drop shot here at the 10th. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Par 4 11th is 379 yards as we continue backside here at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Frank, what's the strategy off the tee here?
You're hitting something that goes about 240, 250 yards maximum, hopefully keeping it out of that right rough. And the reason why that right rough is certainly to be avoided is that big gaping bunker at the front of the screen. Green's perched up a little bit, so this is another one where if you can hit an iron or a utility club off the tee, you must find the fairway.
Second shot from 100 out. This is a good-looking shot. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Well, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont is no cupcake. It measures in at 667 yards. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle. Second shot. Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. And it makes the green in regulation. bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, what about this par 3 13th? Measures 183 yards.
It has a little bit of a crescent-shaped green, but it looks like the green should shape that way, but the actual contours of the green go in the opposite direction. The only good thing about that is chances are you've got an uphill putt.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That's well played. Oh, good look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This for par. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at the 14th hole at Oakmont Country Club. Frank, it's only 358 yards. How good is the scoring opportunity here?
This is certainly one of the best chances on the back nine here for birdie. That's for sure, Rich. Just a long iron off the tee there, threaded in between bunkers that adorn both sides of this fairway. To set up to what you would say on Oakmont standards is a relatively gentle green.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. And that's a birdie. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. But this one has a chance to be really good.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frankie's cranking it and banking. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy. But on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it. And there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Here over the putt. Oh, man.
They just pushed it.
That hurts. Good putt. On to 16 now, a 231-yard par 3.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Okay, no problem with that one. Coming down to the wire here at the U.S. Open Championship at fabled Oakmont, and the tension starting to build. And Frank, this is decision time at this very short 313-yard par 4.
Yeah, normally in a U.S. Open, Rich, you'd think the prudent play would be lay it up, but I kind of like driver here today. I think the worst you're going to do is just miss the green or hit it in one of those pop bunkers. You perhaps could drive it on the green, be putting for eagle, but even out of one of those bunkers, you've got to think you're even money to get it up and down. I like driver here.
This is a 23-foot putt. That's good work right there. Just a tap in. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Wow, I thought that was in. So they'll tap in. Good par. It has come down to this, the 18th hole at the U.S. Open Championship at one of the storied venues in the sport, Oakmont Country Club. The 18th hole, Frank, well, you make par here, and you win the U.S. Open, you've earned it.
We've seen some good tee shots today, Rich. This will be the toughest one. That was nuclear.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. To win the U.S. Open. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
And there it is, a U.S. Open victory.